Hey guys, welcome back for our second episode of Flora Philosophy. Today I really wanted to share with you my thoughts on authenticity. Now, authenticity is kind of a vague word and is becoming more of a popular word or term, like being your authentic self, which is great and all. But for me, authenticity really spurs from your willingness to be vulnerable. And for myself, as an artist, of course, my background in clown and circus arts really allowed me a pretty strong handle on being vulnerable. And I feel like embracing that overall emotion and kind of sense of anxiety really allows me to be a bit more authentic in my work, because all of those influences that might be contributing to a certain emotion or energy around me can often be dissolved, especially while I'm working with flowers. So that authenticity that really comes through in design is really taking the moment to be vulnerable and allowing myself a moment with the product before I start working with it, and being really genuine about how I'm feeling and whether or not what I'm feeling is appropriate to be within this bouquet or within this design and presentation. Because often, as a florist, it's not always me, myself, and I that's trying to convey a certain message. So being authentic really does require that you find a very vulnerable state in order to embrace and accept the energy and the essence around you, especially with the product. The product itself is living and perishable and has its own essence and energy. So working with that in a very authentic way is allowing each and every bloom to be its unique individual self, and finding a way through your own vulnerability to combine those elements as an artist and as a florist. And that can always be different. That's why at Flower House we don't necessarily ever do the same thing twice, just because it seems to be really disappointing when you try to control a recipe or control a shape and really work from an idea of producing 12 of something because we're on a certain time frame. It really just doesn't work in the end. It doesn't express that authenticity that everybody wants to feel from floristry. So for us, being authentic is really allowing yourself to be vulnerable and allowing yourself to feel the energy around you and the energy that you're working with, and being sure that the authenticity truly comes from yourself in that moment. So that's my take on authenticity and how it influences my work as a florist.